I think, this is a year where we have a lot of new faces. There's been a lot of turnover, but I think with that, it brings a fresh new season. Obviously, we don't want to remember a lot of what happened last year. I think our attitudes and our work ethic and practice has been great. I think there's going to be different things you see about this team. We've been a team that's pressed a lot, basically 35, 40 minutes a game. Probably press a little less, but still press every game. But personnel-wise, I think we've got more size, length, and athleticism problem we've ever had in the program. I think that we've really had a focus on defense, and I think this team can go a long way if that defense can come along. We've got some pieces in Josh Sharkey, Ruben Guerrero, Brandon Austin, Myron Gordon that you're going to be leaning heavily on probably for offense. But we've got some young guys that are going to come in and give us some really good minutes as well. So it's kind of that mix of you had 5 guys returning that played a lot, that have been around a lot, with 2 guys that were sitting out transfers and 3 guys that played for us, and then you got a mix of 5 freshmen and a junior college guy that are getting their first go around in Division I. So we've got youth, but I think we've got some athleticism and a good attitude.
A lot of new guys. How fast do you think they can gel? Getting here early to practice and get to know each other.
That's a key, and I think we started on team things. Usually the off season's more about individual instruction and getting better, with your individual game. But because we had so many new faces, we really worked a lot on defensive principles and things like that during our summer months in June, as well as preseason in September leading up to our first practices. So kind of wanted to speed that curve up. I still think that until you get out there and start playing games and gelling with each other in certain, lineups and different things that sometimes maybe you don't get to see as much in practice, there's still going to be that learning curve. But I think this team can be really good time the league comes around, where you've got, 12, 13 games behind you, and you've got that experience of getting to know each other. But it is one of those things, it's kind of work in progress. You really don't know. On November 6th when we play Northern Alabama, we're really not going to know exactly what to expect, whereas I think in a lot of years in the past, we knew what to expect from our team when they got out there, because you had a lot of return and turnover from the year before.
Picked, finished 8th, I believe, by the preseason polls. Is that used as motivation for you guys, or is this something you don't care about?
One, you don't care about, because I don't know how much research that everybody's really doing on each other. Most of us are worried about our own teams. Most SIDs are worried about their own teams, and you do a little research probably right leading up to it. But I would say outside of our league right now, with the top 3, with Wofford, ETSU, and UNCG, there's a lot of unknown in our league, because there is a lot of turnover with other teams as well. So don't look at it that much. I think, yes, it's motivation, because, people aren't talking highly of you, but really I don't know how much we even pay attention or read it. It was one of those things, they send us an email about it and you go, okay, and you move forward and you practice. Last year we were picked preseason number 2 and we end up like preseason, I don't want to be a preseason champ. I want to, when the season's over, I want to be cutting the net down in Asheville. I want to be a postseason champ. So none of that really matters. All preseason, all league teams, and all, rankings, that's exactly what they are. They're preseason.
Coach, can you talk about what you expect from Josh Sharkey, Ryan McCoy? I know you got some high expectations for him this season.
Well, I think he's obviously the guy that has the most experience in our program of with what we've done. I think the sky's the limit on what he can do this year. I think depending on how we're making shots as a team and stuff, I think he has a legit chance to be a top 5 in the country assist guy. I think he's the guy that's gonna be the one that makes everybody better around him. Shark is one of those guys that it's hard to keep him out of the paint. And so he makes good reads, he gets everybody good shots, and now he's going to get to do it more often. I mean, he's going to get more minutes than he's ever done. The last 2 years, he's been second in the league in assists behind our starting point guard both of the years, you know. He was doing that in 21 minutes one year and 25 the next. He's probably going to be playing 30 plus this year, and the ball's going to be in his hands a lot. So I think he has a chance to be one of those league leaders in assists as well as in steals. And he's the guy, and we talked to him about it, he has to be the guy that makes the team go on both ends. His energy and setting the tone defensively on the ball to start the play versus the other team's point guard, and then his energy and his ability to get down into the paint and make help come and two people play him and then make the right play is going to make our offense go. So he's as important a piece as there probably is in the league.